Alright. What's up, y'all? Show most that's the most. We're back in that video. WRMZ movies that need to be stopped. Be like last time I think it was like movies that need something like that. I don't know. It was a movie. Something about The Rock was on it, bro. Yeah, I look like
the
y'all
movie
pretty much
industry
liked
has
it.
had many big changes throughout its decades of use, and one of the biggest transformations was just recently.
Yeah, the WRMZ. Hold on, let me finish my stuff. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media to pop up on the screen. We want to roll the 5 planet and let's see what's going on with WRMZ.
The movie industry has had many big changes throughout its decades of use, and one of the biggest transformations was just recently, ladies and gentlemen, the introduction of streaming services. Now, if you've been watching for a while, you know how I feel about streaming services. Between the theft from my bank account and the damages done to the movie industry, you could say I'm not the biggest fan. However, these things are not the only crimes they've committed. Original movies that need to be stopped. More specifically, Netflix movies, because some of these original Netflix movies, I mean, they're just booty butt cheeks. It's unbelievable. So I've dug deep within the slop that Netflix pushes out.
I ain't lying to you. Netflix do got some movies, and some of them movies just have you rethink about like, bro, this should be like a Tubi movie, low key. Nah, low key.
Day to day, and found what I think are the worst original Netflix movies ever. Let's get down to business.
Subscribe, please.
Watch this guy put his greasy finger up his shitty ass.
Tall girl.
Tall girl. Can you guess what this movie is about? Let me spoil it for you. Yes, it's about a very tall girl. Listen, if I had to sit through this movie, so will you. We start out this masterpiece with this girl named Jodie and this dude making some eyes at each other with one of the weaker title cards I've seen in recent times. After some
I'm gonna say it's what it is. Ain't nothing wrong messing with no tall girls and nothing like that. Cause shoot, you can knock them trees down. I know that's right. Gotta knock them trees down.
book flirting, Brochachino right here shoots his shot with Jodie until she stands up and towers over my man. This forces dude to retract his shot, and let me just make this clear.
Ooh, she like Angel Reed with some stuff. Hold on, that's even better. I'm about to have me a tall scene.
You're telling me not a single dude would be lushing over this tall-ass girl? The writers of this movie must have never gone on Twitter. I know y'all remember the craze with the mother from Resident Evil. Stop playing with Loki, though. The Lakers do need a center. So like, what are we doing? Anyways, Frank Heffley and Angela from The Office are trying to stunt young Jodie's height, but there was nothing that could really be done. So bullying and mockery it is. Now Farida is dancing in the hallways, and another dude asked Jodie how the weather up there is. And has this actually ever happened? You're telling me an assload of dudes have the balls to walk up to a random girl and openly make fun of her? Don't even answer that. The answer is no.
Let me guess, pizza.
This cuts us to Sabrina Carpenter, aka Harper, aka Sabrina Harpenter, who is Jodie's older sister, a beauty
Sabrina. She another reason why I love my Snow Bunny suit.
pageant winner and all that shit. I can already sense the themes of envy between this one. You know, the grass is always greener type shit. At dinner, Frank Heffley is still worrying about his daughter's height. The mom definitely peaked in high school, and we meet the homie Jack. And my brotato chip wants a little piece of Jodie Chachino, like bad. This is cut off by Prince Charming coming into the classroom, solving the problems on the board and being perfect, you know, the whole shebang. The girls get to quick work, especially this one, Kimmy, as Jack continues to plead his case to Jodie. This is when we find out that Prince Charming is a foreign exchange student who is living with Jack and his family for the remainder of this movie. Jodie tries to get some advice from Harpenter on how to get a guy to notice her.
Happen like low key. I'm not gonna hold just saying. It really be like those Disney type of stuff. Oh yeah, I'm a foreign exchange student, and somehow, some way, your dad and mom always got something to do with that. Like, yeah, that's your cousin. How that's my cousin, and he ain't never came to the family cookout. Oh yeah, he live in California or something like that, and this and that, or he live in freaking, I don't even know, Arizona. Like, come on now.
To which she responds in a very helpful manner.
Yes, I walk away, damn it!
And now we're dancing, and do not forget that we have homecoming coming soon. At lunch, the girls start having a mog off, to which Kimmy seems to be the winner of. And now we're looking at Jack, who's looking at Jodie, who's looking at Prince Charming and Kim. But fuck all that, because this girl Liz is flirting with Jack. I mean, come on, Jack, go off, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Hold on. Hold on, Jack. I see you about to get.
Charming and Kim. But fuck all that, because this.
Hold on. Why that girl looking at you like? I might need to make that tall girl my best friend. I make her,
girl Liz is flirting with Jack. I mean, right. Come on, Jack, go off, man. That's what I'm talking about. We get a makeover montage on Jody, and Kimmy prank calls Jody acting as the new foreign exchange student. This cuts Jody's confidence in half as Jack and Charming are becoming friends. Jody is in the bathroom all upset, and this is when she uses her piano skills to get in touch with Stig. And why are we singing in the middle of the day? Both of you get your ass to class. Back at the crib, Jody is forced into joining the Tip Toppers Tall Club. And you know what? To be honest, Jody isn't even that tall. You think the way people are acting with her, she's like 6'10", 6'11", maybe even 7 feet. But I mean, 6'1" isn't that tall. This, once again, is another blow to Jody's confidence. Meanwhile, Jody gets asked out by the real Stig this time. They Netflix and chill. Jack almost cockblocks my man, and by the end of the night, they're smooching all over each other on the bus. Brother man has been in America for 2 weeks, and he already cheated on his girlfriend, Kimmy. Jack sabotages, Kimmy gets PB&J, and Jackie boy is hitting it off with this girl named Liz. Then he gets hit by a car. Jody is letting the Stig fatigue get to her head because now she's blowing off her original day one.
I thought he had the car hit his he started flying and he had to
friends to go hang out with Kimmy and her squad. At the escape room, the couples are having a 6-person makeout session, which is making me rather uncomfortable, and Prince Charming realizes that he likes Jody more than Kimmy. Not enough, however, to not stand her up at Harpenter's beauty pageant. Jack turns down Liz like a dumbass. Jody and Jack make up, and she sees footage of Stig shit-talking her as Jack plays the knight in shining armor, and for the first time in human history, it actually works. At homecoming, the king and queen break up, Jody has this corny-ass speech, and Jack and Jody live happily ever after. And I have to ask you guys this question. How did this movie get a sequel?
I would never dream about living in...
So wait a minute. Jack broke up with the girl, Lily, that was flirting with him to get with the tall girl, even though old dude was messing with the tall girl, and he was messing with her, but he stood her up the whole time. And then, see, that's worse than that one movie that I watched about the girl had a pet rat or something like that. What's that movie called, bro? Hold on, bro. You know what? We ain't going into detail. That movie was nasty and disturbing anyway.
Yes, that would be dark.
We have a double whammy.
Death Note, top 5 anime all time. If you want to argue about it, let's argue about it. But how the way they put this movie right here, they should have just put that mug on cartoon. I don't know why they put that mug on real life.
With this one, putrid live-action remake and a Netflix original. Strap in, my brethrens. This is gonna be bad. We start out in Seattle, off to a great start because who is this? Everyone is very scared of the rain for some reason, and we have a Light Yagami named Light Turner in this movie.
Yeah, bro. Ain't no way this couldn't be Light, bro. I ain't lying to you, son. That we could have had Mark Phillips playing Light, bro. I would have rather watched Mark Phillips just up, put a wig on, and just like he have Mark Phillips have way more better, and it's not here y'all go. Oh my God, JaCrispy, all you do is right. Hey, just shut up. No, you shut up. You knew this movie was trash before you clicked on it. I saw the trailer. I was like, I'm not watching this movie. And I'll tell you, I watched a split about a minute and a half, and I clicked it off.
Protecting people, specifically this girl Mia, and let me just refresh the minds of you guys.
This is the first time in my life that I've been provoked to hit a woman.
Off-brand Light gets detention. We read a few rules of the notebook, and Light gets a visit from our beloved Shinigami. Light freaks out, starts screaming, which is just so awful, but this gets interrupted by Ryuk, who encourages Light to test out the powers of the Death Note after seeing this girl who's being assaulted by the same dude from earlier. Which, I don't think it's allowed for Shinigami to do this in this situation because this girl could have very well died here, which means Ryuk would have intentionally saved her, which in turn would have gotten himself killed, but It's a shitty live action / Netflix movie, so let's continue. Kenny gets sent to the Shadow Realm and Ryuk and Light begin to play ball. Back at home, Off-Brand Light and Father Turner in this movie have a few rough words about the death of his mother. Ryuk and Light have more discussions about the inner workings of—
the mama died? Bro, dude had a whole mom and sister on here too, bro. Like, that's crazy.
The Notebook as Light slimes out the dude who killed his mom. At school, bro is reading the Death Note in plain view of literally everybody before Mia interrupts him and Light immediately spills the beans about the book to her. This is actually so trash.
Yeah, cause it's like, look, it's something in general, but let me just go ahead and explain it. The Death Note is really like, you can't really tell nobody it. They gotta know you have a Death Note. In general, they still wouldn't believe you if you had a Death Note you show them. They would think that you just wrote that in random. So you're dead serious, have to prove to them and stuff like that. And also, I think you would definitely have to have like to touch the book to see the shimmy guide. Because some people was touching the thing, and they saw the shimmy guide, and they was panicking and stuff like that. So allegedly, she supposed to have one of those too. But I don't know, way Netflix doing it now. I don't know how this.
Who the fuck wrote this? I need to know. He proves the existence of the note to Mia, and together they decide to change the world. They make out, kill bad guys, and Light takes on the Kira name to throw suspicion off from the police. We pick up the pace extremely fast as Kira is already the savior in the eyes of the public, with wanted men and women turning themselves in fear of being slain by him. This is when we meet L, who tells Light's dad that Kira is actually not Japanese and instead is working out of Seattle. L shows the evidence of this, and L makes a public appearance to speak directly to Kira, baiting out the fact that Light needs a name and a face to kill his victims. We learn that L has had Light followed, which Papa Light does not.
L is black in this movie? Yo, that's kind of low-key crazy, bro. And he's not even black in the series. So how he's black on the... This why the movie flopped. And I ain't saying, oh, a black person can't play L and nothing like that, but like, bro, let's be serious, bro. We could have picked better cast, bro. Better than this, bro. Like, come on now. This definitely should have been a 2B movie.
Not take very well. And in the meantime, Mia steals the notebook to kill all of the FBI agents following them, and Light thinks Ryuk did it as he very loudly exclaims in the middle of this hallway. Light confronts Ryuk, to which Ryuk explains that the most letters anyone has ever gotten in his name is 2. Which doesn't make any sense because earlier in the movie, his entire name was written down in the first couple pages by a random, which is how Light learned Ryuk's name in the first place. I cannot believe they're trying to take this movie this seriously. Quite literally, everything is wrong. Anyways, Light's dad makes an appearance on television, forcing Mia and Light into a situation. Either Light kills his dad or L figures out that Light is Kira 100%. Light takes the latter, eventually being confronted by L, to which Light threatens his butler Watari to get L's real name. Watari being threatened sends L into panic mode as he confronts Light and his dad and searches the entire house to find the notebook. Fortunately, Mia came in clutch and slipped the notebook before the cops had any chance to flip the house upside down. This leads us to Watari about to find out the true identity of L's name for Light, but at the school dance, we learn that Mia is behind everything that happened over the course of this slop fest, including but not limited to the deaths of all of the FBI agents, Watari's death, L finding out that Light Turner is actually Kira, and finally, the death of Light Turner. Light and L get into a high-speed chase, ending with L catching a plank of wood to the back of the head from one of the Kira supporters. Light tries to convince Mia to stop all of this, which doesn't work, so Plan B gets put into motion. Of course, Light writes her name down in the book as well as Mia pulls her best Gwen Stacy impression. The page containing Light's name gets burned, saving his life, don't ask, and the movie ends with L finding a piece of the Death Note inside of Light's calculus book and frantically writing his name on it, finishing him off once and for all as Light confesses all of his sins
So he burned his name, right? Okay, cool. That was off riff right there. He killed Nia. That's really good. Okay, boom. But L killed himself. You know what? It's damn near about to be 5 o'clock in the morning. I ain't got time for this, bro. And I ain't got time to damn near be explaining myself trying to find out how the source of this movie is, bro.
Movies of all time.
Why don't we just relax?
Secret.
Would you like ham or food?
It wouldn't be complete without a trash-ass horror movie to send us off. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, Netflix has an assload of them. And the one I decided for you today is Secret Obsession. We start out directly on a title card, which is never a good sign. Then we see London Tipton in a panic to make some calls, but she is being chased. She locks bro in a bathroom, breaks into this car, and even though it's already on, the car begins to stall. So classic. Bro Chachino hits us with a flash step, and now Jennifer hauls ass into the road where we meet Jennifer's husband, who steps into the hospital, runs around, and learns that she's had some brain bleeding that caused her memory to fade. In the meantime, bro, who was flash stepping us earlier, is still watching London through the windows. The police are doing their job of investigating the events that led Jennifer to introducing her face to the front bumper as Jennifer wakes back up with amnesia. Russell and Jen meet again bars as Detective Frank questions this dude who hit her if he might have saw anything else that night, as Russell and Jen do some more work to discover who she was previously. This is when this dude, who claims to be a concerned party, wants to talk to Jen, which Russell does not seem to be too into. She works on her brain and her legs, eventually getting released, where she and Russell head back home. In the cribbo, Jennifer gets flashbacks of some stabby stabs near this fireplace as the detective calls Russ, and Russ acts a little too sus about it, and now we're at dinner where Russell tells Jennifer that she's got no job, no family, and no fucking friends. Russell is doing a very swell job at keeping Jennifer away from the outside world. Surely this isn't too on the nose. Later that night, Russell pays a little visit to the concerned party. And by pays a little visit, I mean beats the dog shit out of with a pipe. Wow. Jennifer catches bro ditching the body, and now we're with the detective who knows something is a little too strange for a piece of change. Jennifer continues to find too many inconsistencies with Russell's photos and his life, which leads us to Detective Frank, who at this point in the story definitely has enough suspicion and or evidence to at least question Russell down at the police station, but whatever. Jennifer and Russell try to get down and dirty, but understandably, Jennifer just isn't ready. This leads us to Russell showing his true self for the first time, only for a minute. And if you have eyeballs or any thinking skills at all, I bet you're able to determine that this is not Jennifer's real husband. Detective Frank seems to be the only one with these two attributes in this film because he's able to discover the home of Jennifer's real parents. And like Russell said, they're dead all right, very dead. Jennifer finally remembers who Russell actually is, big shocker, as he ties her down to the bed frame. Things come crashing down extremely quickly as the detective shows up. Jennifer remembers everything and bashes a vase on Russell's head. The detective finally does his fucking job as Jennifer ups the cannon on Russell, shooting him in the chest. 3 months later, Jennifer is driving off into the horizon, ready to start her new life again. Overall, it's probably best to set your expectations low if you ever decide to watch a streaming service.
So what was the dude? Was like just a kidnapper? Like wanted to be her husband or something like stuff? It's about to be 5 o'clock in the morning. We want to roll to 500. I see y'all when I see y'all. Netflix, bro, do better, bro. Please do better. I just promise y'all, bro, because that's why I just be laying off of Netflix. See, that's why I don't only be. You know, it got bad. I only be watching anime. I need to go back and watch Archie. But see y'all when I see y'all, man. I'm out, man. Tired, but I love y'all, and we're on the road to 500.